If you feel tired, but you're still producing, this is for you. The reason that I start off typically with a pause, the reason for that is so that it literally restores your response, not reaction. It helps you to center, it helps you to be present in the moment. So just take a few seconds to breathe, to use your slow inhale and a long exhale. Again, to just breathe. Take a second just to breathe. When you're looking at making a major decision or anything like that, just take a second. Take a few seconds to pause. There is power in your pause. And so, what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to give you some information uh, right at the beginning, because we don't necessarily recognize many people are not stuck, they're just overextended. Too many commitments. I'm going to raise my hand. Too many commitments, too self imposed, in my case, self imposed obligations in some cases, because I can be externally focused and not internally grounded. Too many decisions, too many expectations. Some of those expectations are mine, and then some of them are others. However, let's reframe this. And so, y'all know that I'm in the neuroscience space. So, doing more is not always the answer. Sometimes doing less creates clarity. And that brings me to a pause right here to know that I'm going to continue to do the coffees. I'm going to continue to do the calms and some other things I'm going to bring in. Very intentional. However, as you can see, I think I'm dressed in my gym clothes because at some point I need to realign so that every area of your life, and in this case, my life, is healthy. And it's not that you're not well, it's that if you don't take care of yourself, where are you going to live? If you don't take care of you, where are you going to live, right? So taking care of you is important. And the reason I'm saying this and taking this moment to pause is because many of you have followed me right at 9 o'clock. And I appreciate that. However, make sure you ring that bell because it's going to be a little more intentional when I come on, of course. However, it's not going to be at 9. And we'll work through that. So anyway, and always replay works. So let's give you some information. So we were talking about your brain being overloaded. So our brain is actually designed, hear me, designed to, after 35 to 70 really significant decisions a day, our brain begins to default to shortcuts, to avoid decisions, and choose the easiest option. To choose the easiest option. And that's when you say, I'm going back to things, thoughts, my old ways, the easiest options sometimes. And it delays important thinking, our critical thinking. Now, this is why people procrastinate late in the day. This is why some people find it hard to make decisions later on in the day. Some people say they're morning people, evening people, whatever. It's not. It's our brain. Once our brain is up and is functioning, then when we start making hard decisions during our workday or whatever, then our brain starts to slow down. A lot of people try to engage with coffee and other stimulants. However, just remember that from an emotional perspective, our brain's decisions increase clarity when we are more intentional and we are rested. And that's why that's really important. Now, here are some principles for this, right? Some principles for you're doing too much and it's costing you. Okay, principle number 1, capacity matters. Your brain needs space to clearly think. Overcommitment creates confusion. And I know that y'all have heard cases, you've heard all these things that sometimes happens, but overcommitment creates confusion. Clarity requires margin, space, margin. Saying no, okay, so I'm going to say this out loud. Saying no is a complete answer. Good morning, Karen. Hey, beautiful. If y'all are not following Karen, please do. She's amazing. When I say she's amazing, I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying she's phenomenal in the area of mindfulness. And so make sure you follow her and gather some information and insight from all the wonderful things she does. So saying no is strategic. I was raised to not say no or not be comfortable with my no. However, no is a complete sentence. I used to also explain every time I said no. And the key with that is I realized that it doesn't require an explanation. So I can say no, not now, no, thank you, all of those things, because it protects me. Because I was on a yes mechanism and I was doing too much. I was saying yes to too much. So what ended up happening is I wasn't saying yes to me, saying yes maybe to my family, saying yes and putting everything else ahead of it, work, everything. And so you have to consider that. So that was number 3. So this is not, no, it's not emotional. I mean, other people may attach emotion to it, but no, it's not emotional. No is definitive in my world. So let's take a couple steps. Let's remove one thing this week, just one. Look at what you're doing all this week and what your obligations are and what you're saying you're going to do, and release one. Remove one. And then remember that you don't need to prove anything. You need to protect your clarity. So I invite you to comment clarity. And then I'm going to provide you an amazing bonus for sticking with me. Let me give you something practical because you stayed with me. Your brain has a decision capacity limit. And I talked about that up front, between 35 and 70, right? And most people don't realize they're not tired because they're doing too little. They're tired because they're holding on to too much. Every decision, every unfinished task, every open conversation sits in your brain like an open tab. Did you hear me? And the more tabs you have open, the slower everything runs. So by the time you get to things that actually matter, your brain is already fatigued. That's why clarity feels harder normally later in the day. That's why people say, I need a cup of coffee, whatever. I need some stimulant. But the real issue is that they have too many things open. Too many things they say they're going to do, or too many whatever. They have all these tabs open like a file cabinet. That's why simple things feel heavy. So here's the shift. Don't just manage your time. Manage your mental load. Hear me? Don't just manage your time, because I'm huge on time management, y'all. Don't just manage your time. Manage your mental load. What are you holding on to? What is it, right? Your mental load. And close one loop. Be a finisher. Close the loop. It may be something simple. That's why right now what I do is I do 3 big things. I said, okay, 3 big rocks is what I call it. When I accomplished those 3 big rocks, I said, okay, you've done really super well today. You've done that. Then I go down my list with the little things, anything that I can get off. Then I have another system that I use that is very beneficial. As I said, touch once. When my paper starts piling up and stuff like that, I said, touch it one time. So I touch it and I handle it, whatever it is. I touch it and I handle it. So that helps you close your brain loop. So finish one thing, remove one decision, because when you reduce the load, you restore your capacity. And when your capacity returns, guess what? Your clarity follows. So that's my gift to you. My gift to you is a place of deeper clarity and being a finisher. And sometimes we look for big things to finish because we're waiting for those big things to happen, right? However, sometimes when we have little things, it's like a mosquito or a gnat getting on our nerves. You're swatting at it. But if you just go ahead and take care of it, it'll be done. So look at that as a strategy, not putting all the little things ahead of the big thing, but looking at the 3 big things. Just consider it, the 3 big things that you can get accomplished today, and do this on a daily basis, building it on a habit, and then say, when I finish these 3 big things, these are highest priorities, I need to do these. Take care of those as soon as you can, and then start eliminating little things and try to touch it once and get it done. So I am Johnny. I am the Mindset Maven, helping you bridge the gap between what you know and what you do. And that gap starts with your identity, and it's here. Take action. Have a great week. Again, I am shifting some things to just be a healthier, better me, and make sure that you do the same, because know that you matter. Okay? Have a super day.